Yeah, I'm back. Okay, so, I have something I want to show you guys. The music I'm playing is a little loud. Basically, this is a webcam, as you see here, and I may use this in some of my other videos, but this is what I kind of look like. But basically, I'm gonna. I have no idea what I'm. I got the I recently got the video idea to just do to just explain some like scary entities. So I like to draw scary stuff, and I have them in categories over here, and I have about 22 of them. Some of them are like from a different sketchbook I have. Meanwhile, some other ones are just basically in this video I'm gonna be describing their category they're in, and what they mainly do, what to not do when you find them, and then basically, yeah. So I do have this one entity. I drew it all with pen. So this is what I'm gonna show first. I didn't really have a category for this, but I am calling this entity the Hollowed. By the way, you guys can rate these drawings that I show. All of these I drew on my own, but basically some of them are in a sketchbook, and some of them you may see multiple times because when some are in the environments they would usually have. But basically, this is the Hollowed. I don't really have anything more to say about him except that he is a aggressive. Okay, sorry. The Hollowed. He is an aggressive entity. He is a very aggressive entity in which hangs around in the real world. And yes, I will be explaining my digital dimension soon. Later in the video, I will. But this is the Hollowed. He is a very aggressive entity, and you're basically screwed if you find the Hollowed. So basically, and also the Hollowed is unkillable. And I would say your survivability chance against him is very, very low. Like, super low. So yeah, that won't be too much fun if you meet him in real life. But I do have another thing. The next category, besides the Hollowed, I've been in between this and that for the names, but basically, it is called. So there's 3 entities in this category, and in this category, I haven't really found a name for it yet. I remember calling it something. For now, in this video, I'm just gonna call it the I'm just gonna call it a reality breaker category. But basically, the first entity we got, his name is Broken Reality. He is also an unkillable entity. Whenever he appears, like these little cracks you see around him, the little cracks you see around him are basically signs that the air, the atoms, everything that he's around starts like cracking midair. He kind of looks like a portal thing, as you see here. If you find him, you're screwed. And basically, how this entity works is if you make eye contact with him, or if he sees you, you have to die. Otherwise, your entire universe is cooked. But he rarely appears. So yeah, he rarely appears, and usually the amount of people that meet him usually know usually the people that meet him usually die because he tries to kill them. But he basically changed his mindset, and now if the humans give their life to him, you're safe. But if they don't, they still die either way, but everybody else in the universe dies. Okay, so this is Broken Reality. Next we got Geometry. A lot of these entities are original, and some of them are inspired off of other things. Like, I'll explain to you what they're inspired off of. But Geometry, he's a neutral entity, that I would say. He's a neutral one, so he determines if you, like, do something he doesn't like, he'll become aggressive. If you don't do anything that he doesn't like, he's just chilling out. He's a chill guy. And then there is an aggressive form of him that takes place in a dimension in which I have not drawn these dimensions yet. I have drawn them in a sketchbook of mine, which this is the sketchbook I'm talking about. And I have 4 entities in here. 3 of them, all 4 of them, yeah, that's all 4 of them, have different atmospheres that you put them on. And then basically I'll show that atmosphere once I'm showing the actual entity itself. Some of the entity pictures actually have measurements on them, which I think is pretty cool. But basically, we got his second form. Also, you could call him his Cuzzo or his second form. But basically, so its name is 3-dimensional. And it's just a bunch of blocks and colors. I do really like to draw in white, black, and gray. So yeah. 3-dimensional. He does also act like Geometry, except that he is. If you do something he doesn't like, yes, he becomes aggressive. If you look at him for too long, he becomes aggressive. So, I would say that if you look at him for about 5 or so minutes, then yeah, he'll become aggressive. So that is the reality altering category. That's what I'm gonna call it for now, a reality altering category. Next, we have the disguising category. Yes, some of these entities I do have ways I can describe them as. Some of these entities I do have I can describe the ways of hunting. First entity we got is a demon-possessed mannequin, as you can see here. I tried my best. I'm not that good at drawing mannequins, as you can see here, but I am kind of good at drawing humanoid things. And basically, you guys are never gonna guess. He disguises himself as a mannequin, waits or a crash dummy, like you can see with the plus thing here. And then he waits for somebody to come up, and he just kills them. And he leaves no evidence, and I will not explain how he doesn't leave evidence, basically, mainly because, I don't think that would be too appropriate for YouTube. But let me just say that I'll just say that he eats the remains of his victims. So then you can't find him. But either way, our next entity is by the name of Scarecrow, in which here he is. Now this is from a game. I actually have a lot of horror games that I've made up that I do with friends or my family members, in which he's from one of these games and the game is called Dead Farm Fields. I haven't made it into a real video game because I can't do that. I don't have a lot of experience in game development. But basically, he disguises himself as a scarecrow, and the way he positions himself, he actually walks towards his victims like this. And he freezes whenever you look at him, so he basically functions like some sort of weeping angel. And when he gets close to you, he just kills you. Most of the entities kill you. Some of them bring you to other dimensions. And these disguising entities can all appear in, like, these two mainly, like, only appear in real life. And he occasionally appears in a dimension I call the mannequin room. But yeah, he appears in a dimension called the mannequin room, and occasionally in real life. He only appears in real life. And then we got Do Not Enter. This little door demon. I don't I based it off of, I think it's Dr. Nowhere, one of Trevor Henderson's creatures, where if you can open a door, then this thing appears. That's what I based it off of. Basically, if you this door disguises itself at these vine things. It's supposed to be an abandoned door, not specifically a door, but basically it disguises itself as an abandoned, overgrown door. Once you open it, it immediately grabs you with all these tentacles and then eats you alive. I will probably be saying the survivability chance of the entity categories too, though, so. Then, I haven't drawn any other forms of this entity, but, here's his first form. But this entity is called Your Eyes Deceive, and this is his first form. These vines and stuff, I thought it'd be cool to put it on there, but it basically represents an overgrown lantern, like an abandoned, overgrown lantern from an abandoned city. And Your Eyes Deceive, like, only appears in the what's it called again? Endless City is what I'm gonna call it for now. The Endless City, like how this dimension works. It's endless. All these entities also do appear in the Endless City, except Scarecrow, and the next one I'm about to show you. But the other two also appear there, mainly. And then basically, his ways of hunting are literally just, if you get close, your body just basically disintegrates. It turns to ashes, and he absorbs the ashes, and then he relocates to a different spot, replacing it with the actual item. So yeah, these are what the entities are so far. Next, we got what I don't know what to call them. I don't know whether they're a telephone pole or internet pole. I have no idea what they are, but I don't really care. And so far, I'm just calling him Telephone Pole Man, but this is basically what he is. And here's something I would say. He has one of the most disturbing ways of hunting I have ever made up. I'm genuinely not lying about this. He has some of the most disturbing ways of hunting ever that I've made up. So, yes, these ways, I'm about to explain it to you. He basically, so as you see here, he's like 38 feet tall, which I'm very poor with visualizing measurements. But basically, he is 38 feet tall. All he does is he just grabs the telephone pole out of his body, in which you can see here it goes through as like some sort of spinal cord too. And he just pulls that out of his body. He goes underground, and he pulls it out of his body, and then he sticks it in the ground through this little hole in his body. And basically, if a human comes up above where he is, that was my hat visor. If a human walks where he's hiding, like to put up a missing poster or something, man, they're cooked. Like, say goodbye. Cause he will pull them under the ground faster than a snap, like faster than this. I wouldn't say as fast as you can blink, because that's super duper fast, or the fast speed of light, or the speed of sound. Basically this. That's how fast. And then basically, he absorbs the human. He puts the human in this hole, and he absorbs them. When he's done, he comes out of the ground, puts the telephone pole back in his body, and he walks away and relocates to a new hunting spot before any humans find out what's happening. But basically, he has, as you can see, these like little things here. These are all like nails and stuff on his body. Because I only did that I only did that because I thought it would be a cool little idea to put, as a fact that there's a telephone pole right by my house that has like a million different poles on it, that has like a million different like nails on it. So yeah. Um next we got Comedy Mask. This is his original name. I was gonna rename him Grin. And also, basically, he's the first entity I ever drew in my sketchbook. So here he is. As you can see here, he has an abandoned building atmosphere. So like I said before, he does appear in the Endless City a lot of times. And these like sharp claws here, as it's demonstrating in the picture, can make holes in bricks. And he can just crawl through huge holes with the 3 arms he has. He also has 3 legs too, in which it only shows one. I would say that it shows this one. This one is like coming out of his back. This one is what it's demonstrating in the sketchbook. So yeah. And then that's all I'm gonna say about Comedy Mask. But I would
Show
just
off your sweet
say
side with
that
your
there
own
is
fresh
very
frozen
limited
custard
information
creation at
on his
Culver's.
Cuzzo. I have not put a lot of information. I have not made a lot of information on his Cuzzo. In which, okay, so yeah, sorry if you guys hear what I'm playing in the background. That's just me playing like liminal music to explain these entities. And then if it plays something other than music, that's just an ad break, but I don't care. His Cuzzo, his frown. His cousin Frown only has 2 arms and 2 legs. Because at first when I was doing the pencil sketch, gave him the 3rd arm. It didn't look good. And basically he's an alternate version of Comedy Mask, as you see here. So I think that's pretty cool. And those are all the disguise things. Oh, by the way, these 2 disguise with their like he disguises in the dark and with broken comedy masks. He's technically a neutral entity. He's mainly there to warn the like adventurer of Comedy Mask if he's coming. Usually adventurers would run away from Frown in fear of fear to kill him. And if you do run away, oh, I think the music's too loud. If you do run away, Frown will then proceed to chase you down and kill you, because he is worried that you will go through the pain and suffering of Comedy Mask, in which I will not explain that, because I need to shorten this video. And instead, now we're gonna move on to the Watcher category. I got one more category after this. So this is the Watcher category. I almost put the entire pile down. This guy, I see you. He is the 4th entity I've drawn, I think. And basically, he's harmless. He doesn't really kill unless you're in the same dimension as his Cuzzo, which I'll explain later. And basically, he just takes you to the main dimension. This main dimension is just a grassland. And basically, you're in this dimension, your house spawns within 300 yards to 300,000 yards away from you. In a random direction. And how you enter this dimension is you get in a coma. Or he can just grab you and bring you there. But basically, if he does grab you, he will bring you in this middle of the field. And yes, you can find other people's homes that actually came to that dimension. You can still find them. Sometimes they'll overlap, like in some sort of backrooms thing. They'll sometimes like the houses will sometimes overlap, like in some glitchy video game type thing. The yes, so like I said that like for a 3rd time, the houses will overlap. So are other things, such as telephone poles are going to be randomly placed, light posts are randomly placed. It just depends on what is around you when you disappear. And basically, if you do get in a coma, once you enter this dimension, you die. So if you either live there, escape, and just become a deceased human in the real world. So basically, this dimension entraps you forever, and there's multiple levels. I will be explaining the different dimension levels that there is after I draw them all. But these are all the entities, and this is the first entity I ever drawn. I have not come up with a name for him yet, even though it's the first one I've drawn. And basically, he is 32 feet tall. With his elongated limbs, he will come running at you, have his hand like this, bent all the way back like this, like if he was trying to... And yes, if he can go like this, and he will impale you with his hand. And then just leave you there to die and let other entities feast on your remains. But basically, or use your remains to their benefits.
It's odd. If something.
But basically, yeah. So some of the entities next, I would say that they are most likely giant entities. Like this one's a giant, and he's called a Tempest. If I do edit this, I will be putting pictures or references to something that this entities are inspired off of. But this is inspired off the Dr. Nowhere's obelisk, just as some sort of temple thing. These little lines here were some sort of replacement for those little lines going up into the sky for the obelisk. And basically, if I slide this over, a picture will be right where my hand is. And then, so basically, he doesn't do what the obelisk does, he just watches. But basically, if you drive, if you walk, whatever, or ride through his little line things down here, if you get entangled up in those, you just get brought up. He doesn't use them to grab you and pull you up. You just kind of functions like an elevator. Whichever one you get entangled in the most, you get pulled up to that one. But basically, most human beings get entangled in multiple and end up having their bodies get ripped to shreds. And then basically, he just absorbs it. These three poles absorb it, and he gets more powerful from here, and he can see. And basically, it benefits him, because every time he absorbs human remains, he can see farther. But he moves super slowly. And then he also, before Doomsday comes, or before Judgment Day comes, he just acts as a warning for the last 3 days of Judgment, before Judgment Day, or the day before Doomsday. If that does ever happen, he does act as a warning. He usually just, any human entangled up, he doesn't kill them on absorption, he just absorbs them and keeps their consciousness alive to protect them, since he can't be killed. Okay, so I would say he's mainly a threat, but then at times he's a friendly entity. This one, the Long Stare, he's a friendly entity. There's no other way to describe that. He's a friendly entity, and he is, apparently what I wrote down on here, 30,000 meters tall. In which, like I said before, I'm very bad at visualizing height. And then, so I am horrible at visualizing height. So basically, an accurate estimation for me would say I would say more 25 times taller than a water tower. So yeah, I would say 32 times. I would say 32 times taller than a water tower, not 25 times more. But basically, this here, it probably gave it away that he's a friendly, because he's just going ha. he does act as a watcher entity, like other giant entities, like for example the Tempest. The long stare can sense threats around you and also sense goodness. Like he oh, I don't know what I ate today. Either way, he basically, if the Tempest were to come, by the way, these two are the only giant entities I have so far in the entire universe. He fights the Tempest if the Tempest comes with bad intentions. And his elongated neck that you see here, if the cloud level is above his neck, he'll bend down to watch over the humans. And if not, he just stays like this. And he'll sometimes just be watching this one human or one group of humans. And if they make eye contact with him, or if anyone starts recording him, he'll just wave hi, like he is right now. So yeah, he's very friendly. He's a friendly Jimmy John, but basically, next entity, this next entity is not so friendly. But I did base it off Dr. Nowhere's boiled one. Yes. Funny story, how I came up with this concept was I basically was looking for something to draw, and then I looked at my computer monitor for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, why not draw something based off my computer monitor? So this is it. VT, I thought it might be a good idea to put TV backwards, spell television backwards as for this entity. But for this entity is, if you see 3 eyes in the TV, you destroy it. Just destroy it. And you have 30 seconds to grab something and break the TV. If you turn it off, you have a seizure. If you don't do it within that time, nothing happens until the next day. You start feeling nauseous. And then basically at night, he does kind of act as the boiled one. He doesn't paralyze you, though. He just watches you in the corner of your room. He doesn't paralyze you, but if you get off your bed in the middle of the night, you will die. Like, he will not move. It doesn't seem like he moves. But basically, instead of having like some sort of seizure, like if you get how in video games when you get flashbanged or jump scared, that will he will visually appear in front of you, like just visually flash you. His silhouette will flash your vision, along with all of his other victims' remains, and then you'll just die. So kind of like a miniature seizure.
I have to write an essay on a certain
And if
topic.
you survive for that long, if you survive, and he stalks humans for the amount of time that it takes for them to go insane, like about 13 days of no sleep. And yes, he gives you insomnia. He wants you to suffer. So also, if you guys have ever heard of the Minecraft God mod, this is basically what I based him off of, the pyramid. His normal form is this, his angered form is this, and he's kind of like in between the sides of a medium and giant. He basically just flies around. He basically acts as the Minecraft God mod. If you don't know what it is, search it up. Search up how he acts. He acts similar to this. And basically, he watches over you, and if you anger him, he does this. He slowly follows you until he catches up to you, and then he kills you. So and basically humans describe this entity as a fallen angel, or whatever the thing is in the God mod is called. I completely forgot because I'm not Christian, but basically, yeah. This next one was kind of based off of a friend's drawing that he drew, but basically this. I haven't came up with a lot of information on him yet, except the fact that he is in an area Oh, I forgot to show you guys the other two drawings. The long stare, there's a smaller version of him before I start explaining him. The long stare there's a smaller version of him which appears in this like dimension that kind of looks like the back rooms, but it's more abandoned. It's less maze-like, it's just more abandoned, like peeling wallpaper, paintings with eyes on them, holes in the walls, like up here, and then you got hanging wires and pipes and plumaging stuff and like that. And then basically we have this entity. This land, I would not be calling it, I'm not going to call it Dreams Core Land. I'm just going to call it Dreamland or Coma Dream. That's the level name. You can tell me which one you guys like best. But basically, this is just a hilly landscape with forests, occasional cottages, rarely any clouds, and just islands floating everywhere. And if you guys can't see this, but if I put it up close, I think you can. Yeah, so there's all like a bunch of tiny grass stuff in the mountain, in the hills. And basically, this is a safe dimension. Cause my guy, like, I need to stop going silent in some of my videos. This guy appears there a lot, just he doesn't run. He doesn't full on sprint at you. He appears there the most. And he's a neutral entity. A lot of my entities are neutral. I don't necessarily draw friendly entities. And he's just there to be himself. He's just there to like stalk you and give you a sense of paranoia. Okay, last entity in the Watcher list is a kind of looks like the Grim Reaper or a Ghoul, I think is what it's called. But it's called the Lurker, and the dimension it appears in is like the Endless Grave. It's like the Endless Cemetery. So we got a bunch of tombstones all over the place and stuff. There's a lot of these things, and they just wander around the hills. They basically kind of wander like some sort of like lost soul, and if you bug them, they will kill you. But the only way you can bug them is just by like coming up and making physical contact with them. So that's safe. Last category is the Child's Play category, or daycare category. I think this is the only drawing then there's this entity I'm gonna show you is named Flower. A lot of people said it's basically a humanoid version of that demon flower in Undertale. And yes, I can see what they mean by that. But this entity's name is Flower, and yes, I have a wall next to me in which there's a dimension it's from, so I'm about to put that down really quick after I take it off the wall. So I'm taking it off the wall. So basically what it appears in, it mainly appears in abandoned daycares, as you can see in this image. It appears in abandoned daycares mainly, and you can probably identify that from the rainbow here. But for some reason I put heavy compound doors like it's some mental asylum type thing. But basically, abandoned daycare. And these are all freehand. None of these are traced, by the way. So, yep, it appears in the daycare a lot. And it also appears in the garden. Notice, I would usually put, like, when I would fold them up and have them in my pocket, so I can identify which entity is which. This is the third entity I ever drawn. It appears in the garden and daycare, and this is the daycare. The garden's not here. I haven't drawn the garden yet, but I bet you can imagine what the garden kind of looks like. So, yeah. That's Flower. That's Flower and its little dimension thing. I gotta put this back up later. And you can just say that this thing is literally just from Color or Die, if you know what that game is. I wasn't intentionally trying to make it the Color or Die entity. My friend says it is. Just the one small difference is the fact that he has an X for a pupil instead of it just being a blank eye. And I'm like, that's not what I intentionally tried to make it. Basically, he is not a friendly entity. If he finds you, he chases after you and kills you. But then we got his name is Styx, or Stickman. But then we got his Cuzzo, Junior Styx. Friendly entity, as you can tell. You're also probably gonna tell me this guy's literally from Color or Die. No, he isn't. The eyes are flipped around, by the way, bozo. He's a friendly entity. He just guides you to a safe place in the dimension I mentioned earlier, which for now I'm calling the main dimension, because I don't care what I call it anymore. But then we got, someone said this kind of looks like something from the Mandela Catalog, or some other analog horror series, Project 805. He's a neutral entity. He's a neutral, so yeah, like I said, he's a neutral entity. If you bother him, he rips you apart with the little tentacle things on his back. At first, I thought it would be a stupid idea to like make him impale you with his head, but that was very stupid. That would be a very stupid idea. Second of all, I drew him humanoid without the tentacles at first, and then I drew him with the tentacles, and I thought that looked better in pencil, and so I just did the pen thing. Okay, the next entity I did based off of Dr. Nowhere's Sunman, not the like one that's like a bajillion meters tall, but basically like the humanoid one that's the size of a normal human. Look for the star! Look for the stars kind of sounds like some sort of goofy Undertale song, but yeah, this thing only appears it appears in every dimension except in real life. It appears in real life. It appears at night in almost every dimension except the daycare and ones that are inside, and it stares at the brightest star, also known as the North Star. If you look at it, like not direct eye-to-eye contact, just if you look at it in general, or if it looks at you, it will disappear and it will kill you. And later in that dimension, if you don't leave within that day or two, he'll kill you. If he's generous, he'll give you 2 days to leave the dimension before he kills you. But you won't see him ever again after that. But basically, yeah. That is every entity that I had to explain in my dimension. In my universe, I meant. Not my dimension. What am I talking about? Rate what category you like the best. The Watcher category, the Child's Play category, the Giants category, which was also inside the digital category, or the reality altering category. This video will probably be edited. I don't know. Just rate how my performance did with my first webcam video. Yes, this is also proof that I do have a webcam. That is also proof that I have a webcam. I have no idea why I hit it that many times. Like, I could have shown my face by accident, but basically, you know what? I'm just either gonna blur that part out, because I don't know whether you guys saw my face, but I'm just gonna blur it out. Anyways, like, subscribe. I really hope you guys enjoyed me explaining all of my entities. Time to remove an entity from my trying to remove a video idea from my bucket list. My video ideas list. And I finished just in time because a family member is coming to pick me up to go to my brother's class game. But like I said, hit that. Oh god, hit that like button, please. And then hit that sub button. If I had a piece of paper with the sub button, I'd place it down right now if I could. Subscribe, like the video, please. That really supports me. It keeps me motivating. Keeps me motivated to do more stuff like this. Keeps me motivated to do more stuff like this. Now. I just want to tell you guys one thing.
best way to see the USA starts in a Chevy Equinox.
How come my ad break came on right as I was either? Okay, I just dropped something. Anyways, like the video, subscribe, comment which category was your favorite and which entity was your favorite. And if you have any questions for me or any videos for me, please comment those ideas in the description below. Join my Discord, link in the description. See you guys in the next video.